Hello. Hello, I'm a little late, but we're getting started. Welcome. It has been a bit since I last streamed, and I had planned on streaming more, but I didn't. And, whoops, I watched speedruns instead. I'm very productive when I'm watching speedruns, so I did get a lot of code written. So a couple things I want to show off. Got an inventory written. Added stone? I don't remember if stone was added last time. And we can place blocks. Woo. This is how the game is right now. We spawn in a world. I think last time I had added more chunk. And I've added even more chunk. We've got this layer of grass, and then below it is a layer of stone. Stone takes longer to dig. And, well, that's odd. It's, there's an inventory, and my inventory is what's at the bottom, but, the dirt block is sideways, and I don't know why that is, but, anyway, the last thing to show off is we can do this. We can place the blocks that we just dug. Woo. Slight bug. The little number thing doesn't go away when you're done. We're going to fix that right now before we move on. So we've got the quick HUD, and this is the thing responsible for the number. It is the label here. The label starts with 1, and we want to see how are we updating that number. That number is getting updated every time we call stack updated, and it's calling update stack. Here it is. Okay, if item.stack is equal to 1, if item.stack is equal to 0, 1 or less, hide it. If item.stack is less than or equal to 1, stack.visible equals false, else stack.visible equals true. Well, that 1 should not be there when we pick up the item. But that makes sense that it would do that. We should actually make stack.text equal 1 to be false. Okay, and then what if we pick up some stone? Yeah, it doesn't have a number, but if we pick up more than 1 stone, it does. And then if we put this down, okay, yeah, perfect. That's the behavior we want. This logic will break once we implement stacks. If we implement stacks, we may not implement stacks. It's a game jam. We don't have time to implement everything. Cool. Well, there is one thing I wanted to implement. Basic crafting. And then it'd be nice to implement better lighting than what we have right now. Since what we have right now is very placeholder. Let's implement a crafting system. So before we actually do implement a crafting system, we need something to craft. And I was thinking, the way that I have this set up right now, the grass is everywhere. And we have the dirt block that exists, but we're not using it. And in Minecraft, when you break a grass block, you get a dirt block, and then you can place the dirt block, and then you can hope that the dirt turns back to grass. We can do that first part. So at the moment, when you break a block, it calls this function break block, which first says a block was broken. Make sure to spawn in adjacent blocks if they exist. Oh, no. Then we set the breaking progress to 0, and then we create a new item. We give that item the block And then we add it to the game as an item, and we give it a random velocity. What is the set item as block? Ooh, there's a lot going on in here. Okay, so what we can do is we can go into the block data, which is a thing we have, by the way. And we can just set a new variable that's like alternative block or block drop. And if we don't have a block drop, we'll just default to drop ourselves. But if we do have a block drop that instead of ourselves. So we can say for grass, our drop block equals I guess we have to pass in the actual scene. Didn't I have dirt? Did I not add dirt? I definitely have art for dirt. Yeah, I have art for dirt. I never made a dirt. Okay. We'll just make a dirt scene. I have been wondering, is there a better way to make scene making work? Because right now all I'm doing is I'm copying the block scene and then just renaming this and then adding a texture to the mesh instance. That feels like it could be smarter, because when we update the no, I think we're just kind of this is just the life that we've chosen. All right, so we'll just take this, we'll duplicate it, we'll call this dirt. We do need to make a dirt resource. Dirt. And then we give it a script. Dirt. And then we take our favorite this, and then we copy and paste. We need to add more variables to this soon, but for the moment, we'll just leave this be. Because we're going to want to have like, this block needs a tool to break, or this block needs a specific level of tool, so that we can gate some progression. At the moment, we don't need that, but just something to keep in mind. We've got this script. Now we take our dirt. And we go to the mesh and we say, this doesn't have an emission by default. Interesting. Well, it does for now. We'll take the dirt texture, apply it there, and then we'll take our, we've got a spot for block data right there. And now we just go back to grass. That's this. Let me save our block, break, drop, block, drop, equals load. Maybe it should be preload. And then we pass in the scene. And then we go back to our block script. Now we need to check. Does this item, if item dot block data dot has okay. Var boolean equals item dot block data dot has method has property. What is the function I'm looking for? Using the in keyword. If variable name in target object. Okay. If what was it? Oh yeah, this is the problem. I can't use the editor to help me with remembering things. Block drop. If block drop, nope. In item dot block data, else item dot set item as block, item dot block data dot block drop dot instantiate. Because I think this needs to have an object, not just a scene, a packed scene. So theoretically now, whenever we break anything that has that property, we get a crash. Unable to access property key block data. It's not called block data, is it? What is it called? No, it is called block data. Oh, wait, no. Item core dot block data. No. What? What am I thinking of? I don't know why I'm reaching into this item that I literally just created and looking at its block data that it doesn't have. Oh. I guess we've been relying on this deleting the object, so maybe we don't rely on that anymore. Q free. But if we're going to do that, we need to make it the last thing we do. I mean, maybe we don't. No item. Well, that's funky. That's funky. None of that is correct. None of this is correct. If block drop in block data. Okay, this shouldn't even, like... Is this actually a thing? If X in Y. Okay, yeah, no, it makes sense that this is being called. We're calling the grass resource texture. All right, so the problem is something to do with the order of operations here. All right, what if I just don't do this for now? No, I do need to do this, but what if we do it like if block drop in block data? Because we still need that item. We're not getting it. But this should work. Yeah, okay, back to working. Alright. Let's think about this. What is this function doing? We're taking it a block param. We're saying this item is a block. Then we're getting a new collider. A new shape. We're adding it to the item. Oh! We're calling reparent on this, but what if this doesn't have a parent? The node needs to already have a parent. Okay. Hey, you know what? All right. We did it. There it is. We got a dirt. Can we place the dirt? Oh, we can place the dirt. Why does it look like that? I know why it looks like that. Why is there a small little gap? Hold on. That's not good. Oh no, why are there gaps? Huh? Is it like off by a fraction? Why is it off by a fraction? Okay, this collision should be slightly smaller. Yeah, it is. Let me go into here. Is the transform perfectly centered? It looks like it is. Is this transform perfectly centered? It looks like it is. It's a consistent gap. All right, hold on. I'm tired of it looking like that, so I'm gonna go ahead and... I think that's an issue with the detail. No, UV sampling. It's a sampling issue. Change that to nearest. Yeah, and it's just off by 1. It doesn't even make sense. Like everything else is lined up, but not this. Tell me about this dirt. What is its position? It says its position is... Nope, that's not position. Those all look correct. This looks correct. This looks correct. Why does it look off? Inquiring minds want to know. I can't explain it. If I can get a stone and I can put the stone on there. Okay, that overlaps too. Okay, so that leads me to believe that the collision is correct. And the position is correct. And the physicality is correct. It's just a visual error. And it's only a visual error in one direction. So... mesh? What's wrong? Could this have something to do with the fact that I'm spawning this item? What if I set its position to like 0? I don't see why that would matter. Wait, did that make a difference? No, it didn't. Why? Okay, just out of curiosity, what if instead of spawning dirt, what if this spawned stone? Does that break stone? Why does it look like that? What? No, that's not correct. That's not correct at all. Okay. So instead of doing what I'm doing, instead of adding this as a child of the new block, let's add it to the game's block map. Great. Well, that just ruins it completely. Why does that ruin it? What? Oh, because we're setting this unnecessarily, maybe? It is called block map, all right. Well, that's mighty suspicious. Why is this broken? Oh, are we throwing an error, maybe? No, no errors. What if we just add it to the game as a child? We're going to reparent it anyway, so it really doesn't matter. Really? No, it's got the right parent set. What? Why is this happening? Okay, what if I do get parent.addChild? Why does that break it? I don't understand. Let me see this function. Reparent? What are you doing? What? I need to add this to the scene tree, but I don't need to add it anywhere specific. So we could just do git node. Isn't there like a git Godot git scene root? Git tree.current scene. I don't know what the consequences of adding a child to this are, but let's find out. Nothing. There's no consequences. Are we adding a bunch of things to the root? No. They're getting rightfully... Wait, what are these? Where are these? They appear to be falling. Which shouldn't be. Their physics should be getting disabled. Yeah, they appear to be falling. Okay, so okay. The item exists. It's getting spawned. It's getting put probably in the correct spot, but its physics is not getting disabled anymore. Block map. We can just disable its physics. We can just do that. We have the technology. So item is block. Okay, we don't need this. That's just unnecessary because the whole setting. Game, not main. All right, if I step away, where are the items? Why are they not spawning? Oh, wait a second. This isn't the problem. The problem is the position of the item depended on the position of the block being passed into it. Right? Yeah, we create the item and then we set item as self and then we add it to here. How is it getting its position? Oh, It's getting from the block parameter. Yeah, okay. That's the problem. Easily fixed. So first of all, we do need to be doing that. We want to set the new block position dot global position equals self dot global position. All right. That should solve it. Yep. And it looks like this is the right size again. Does it? I mean, it does fit. And it's not like, there's no gap. So what we did theoretically should also fix the dirt. Let me go back to grass. Why is that dirt so big? That's probably how it's actually supposed to be. It was supposed to be big the whole time. Nope. No, it's definitely too big. Oh, that's definitely too big. I can't even place it because it's too big. Why is it that big? Why is it that big, but the stone wasn't? That doesn't make any sense. What? Okay, if we look down here, the item is too big. Like the item. Well, the item is just a representation of the dirt. So it could be that the dirt scale is scaling up incorrectly. What if we just add this to the game? No, it's definitely too big. Oh, wait a second. We're not scaling this block. We need to do that as well. New block dot scale equals world chunk dot scale. That's right. Okay, scale is not the correct. What is the name of the property that I'm thinking of? It is scale. What? Oh, it's a vector 3. That's the problem. All right, there we go. Oh, this is so complicated. So unnecessarily complicated. There we go. Now everything's the right scale. Okay. So how did this work before? Was it just a miracle that it worked before? And we still have a gap. Great. Why do we have a gap? I think those are the right size at least. No, they might be just a hair too big. No, they're probably the right size. Just isn't right. All right, if I put this up here and then I go to the remote, let's look at every block. Why is that a constant? Whatever, don't worry about it. The scale is correct. The position looks correct. I'm going to assume everything else here is correct, because it basically looks correct. Yeah, I got nothing. But this is probably going to be a problem that strikes future blocks that we create as well. So I need to spend time to figure this out, or this is going to continue to be a problem. Okay, what if I make the mesh even smaller? Times 0.5. I don't know what I expected. Okay. Did that have an effect? I think it made it worse. What if we'd -1? No, that made it worse. Wait, how did that make it worse? That doesn't make any sense. Did I not save? Is that the problem? I'm wondering if my collision box is not being a perfect unit is somehow throwing off my just throwing a wrench into my thing here. Oh. I'm just going to keep running the program, keep replicating this issue, in the hopes that it makes my brain like actually think about why this could be happening. What if I make the collision box like substantially smaller? That doesn't seem to have a difference. These all share the same shape, right? They better. Oh no, these are all different. That's inefficient. That's pointlessly inefficient. Wait, hold on, wait a second. Margin. Why is the margin on this one different? Oh no, it isn't. All the same margin. What is the margin? I did not notice this variable before. No, this is the same. No, that's different. Why are these different? Whatever. Um, ah, man, I don't know. What am I even doing? How did this work before? Oh, because I was inheriting the scale of the existing block when I was adding it as a child to myself. So maybe that's actually fine. Okay, question. If I go into the level builder and I say, not the level builder, if I go into the world chunk and I say LFJ greater than 10 and J less than 11. Do we have dirt? We don't. All right. Is the dirt placed by the engine? Oh, what the? Why is it like that? Why is it so cursed? Huh? Why is my dirt cursed? Hold on, I'll be right back. I need to cry. Okay. What now? How come dirt is coming out so cursed, but stone was fine? Does not make any sense. Why are there so many dirt blocks down there? Oh, it's just like the scale is wrong, but the scale should be automatically getting set. I shouldn't have to do that for every block. That's stupid. How? What? Wait. When we're spawning dirt, are we doing something to it? Level builder, are you doing something to the dirt? No. Cast helper, effects helper? No, there's no effects. Level builder, okay. No reason for this. Could it be that when we copied the dirt scene, we copied this, and then there's something in here that is executing that it shouldn't be? So this is a grass. Why is this gray and this one white? Can I just detach the script? I probably shouldn't. Oh. Oh, I'm setting the transform manually? Oh, why do I do that to myself? Oh. Okay, first of all, why am I doing that to myself? But secondly, didn't I copy this? Why didn't that copy? Oh, I didn't. That didn't copy, okay. I never set it for the original block. Well, okay, now I feel stupid. Look at all that dirt that's not cursed anymore. That's not what I want. That probably explains why it worked before, though. Block. We don't need to set this because it's already small. That explains why it was getting so big before. Oh no. There's a gap. Alright, idea. What if we delete this? Never happened. But we take grass and then we duplicate that. We call that dirt. And then we go whoop. Oh, Jitsboy, thank you for the raid. Appreciate it. How was your stream? How's it going? Just really quickly. Didn't I delete this? What am I? Oh. Don't save. Open the new one that I just invented. Welcome, Raiders. We're just debugging. Just checking away at some level design. Nice. Why is there a gap in my world? I don't know, but if I copy and paste hard enough, maybe it'll go away. There's lots of bugs in dirt, so it could take a while. Good point. Uh-oh. We don't have a break value? Didn't I? Oh, wait. No, we copied. Oh, this is so-called grass. Dirt. We're still using the grass resource, so it should actually have a break value. Why doesn't it have a break value? What? Are we not allowed to do that? That's ridiculous. Okay, it works now. Great. And the gap is gone. So, what that means, what that tells me is that there's something cursed about this scene. It looks like a normal cube, and it is the progenitor to all other cubes. But there's something cursed about it, and we can't copy it. Because if we copy it, then everything will just be off. There'll just be a gap. And why? Why is there a gap? The transform is perfect. The mesh, the size is perfect. The material, I don't think the material matters. Why? Can we get a good deal on a t-shirt at the Gap? I'm just relieved that this wasn't a bigger bug. But I since I don't understand it, it hurts my brain, and I hate it. Cool. Anyway, now that we fixed that, now we can actually do the thing that we wanted to do to begin with, which was implement basic craftings. We want to be able to turn one grass into one dirt. And to do that, we need to, oh boy. We need to, first of all, come up with the idea of not being in, having the mouse captured all the time. So we need to have a mouse mode. Oh, I think your mic is a bit hot. Might be clipping a bit. Oh. Thanks for the heads up. Let me just check the, well, when I'm facing this direction, it's fine. But when I'm looking at them, I can't. It's hard to tell. I don't really know how to monitor that without actually looking at the bar. I'll move the mic away a bit. We need to have the concept of not always being in capturing mouse mode, which we've done before. So we're going to do it again. Var mouse mode. Should this be an enum? Yeah, it should. Enum mouse mode. That's not how you do. That's not how you do this. Oh wait, it is how you do this. Right. We can't do this. We can't name two things the same thing. Okay. Regular and menu. Both of those are bad names. What's a better way to say this? Captured, released. No, that's also bad. Because that's just describing it from the engine perspective. Game menu. Well, menu is correct. Not menu. I don't know, but we have that enum, and now we can go make a variable to control whether or not we have the mouse captured. Var mouse status is an int, and we can add a setter x. Oh wait, I have this already done. I'm an idiot. All right. Why did I do this? If dead and, but we don't have, why, what? When did I write this? Player.getParent.reload level. That's not even a function that exists. Yeah, that doesn't, this fun, okay. I copy and pasted some code, and I guess we can recycle this code. When are we using it? It is important to have an active variable, like game on versus game off. Oh, we are actually using it. I only wrote this code like a week ago. It's not that long. I shouldn't have forgotten this hard. This is not this. Why is this wrong? Why is everything wrong? Try again. Okay, there's active. Active is true. Then we capture the mouse. I don't like that name. But since I've already done this, since I've already committed, maybe I can just rename this. Mouse capture active. Oh, wait. This is a bool. Hold on. No. Brain, come on. It's okay. It's a bool. It can be a bool. We can just have two modes. We can have capture the mouse and not capture the mouse. And we can just say whenever we have a menu, your responsibility is to set active back to true or false. Oh, wait. Okay. This basically activates whether or not the game should accept input. That's what I wrote that code for. So I should respect what I was doing there. Instead of setting the mouse mode, we should just toggle the mouse mode. Basically, we can just move this code out of the active variable and into the var mouse. Is that, how do you name things? Oh. Mouse set option. If x equals nope. Else x equals mouse state dot not menu. All right. Oh, and then we need to mouse mode equals X. And then up here to respect what I've done. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait, no, yeah, hold on. Okay, does that break anything if I press play right now? Looks like the game still works. All right, so now we need to introduce the concept of bringing up a menu. So I need to bind a key. Let's just gonna make it E for now. Add new action, UI, inventory. E for now. And then in this big nonsense if statement, event.isAction pressed, UI inv player dot nope. I like coding in VS Code, making a game in pure code. Pure code, the highest form of code. We want to just change the mouse mode. menu. And then we'll not. Oh, that didn't work. Well, oh no, I'm dumb. It's not on breaking a block. It's on pressing E. E. There we go. The mouse is free. This isn't quite what I wanted. We need the physics processor? No. No, what is the no? What's the thing that's updating our rotation? Input? Oh, here it is. And mouse mode equals mouse state dot not menu. I really need to come up with a better name for that. I quit because I sucked at math. Used UE 5.4. I mean, if that works, yeah. I don't know if you can escape math if you want to be a game developer. That's just a reality of making a game. It's all actually math. 100% math. Do you take Apprentice? I should not be the one taking the Apprentice. I leave that to more expert people. I have not made a game professionally yet, so I'm not the right person to ask. A, that's what we want. All right. What's up? We're getting there. We're making a crafting menu. Step 1, have a button that makes the menu pop up. Actually, that's not step 1. Step 1 is release the mouse so that we can have a menu. Go to your game in pure coding, pure numbers, and you're going to learn pi and stuff. Pi's great, though. Who wouldn't want to learn pi? I don't think I've used pi at all this year. Not in game dev, not at work. I mean, there's a pie in the fridge, but not that kind of pie. This is sick. Oh, thank you. Let's make a new UI. It's just going to be a button. We're going to call this the crafting menu. Nope. This is the inventory. This should be a scene. Inv HUD. We've got the quick inv HUD. That's the stuff at the bottom. And then we've got inv HUD, which is named differently. I won't get those confused because I'm good at naming things. I love to eat pie while doing pie, if it means I'm coding. Living the dream. How to get used to Godot nodes? I can't get used to Godot. I just did it. I got no explanation. I just one day said I want to make a game, and I did. I did that January this year. I will say that I think for my first game, which I did all of the development on stream, it's the Game Like Jam 7 game that I made. I did not use nodes that much. I did most of the work in scripts, and I learned a lesson. It would have been a lot easier to develop the game if I had used more nodes, but I was under the impression that nodes were inefficient, and scripts are efficient. And, you know, efficient games, they feel better when you write them. They're not better, they're not more efficient, but they feel better, and they feel more efficient. And that's what mattered to me as someone who had no idea what I was doing. So, yeah. That code is basically unharvestable. So I still have it. I can look at it, but I can't really grab any of it and apply it to this game, and that's sad. But I did write it with the expectation that I would throw it away as soon as I was done. So, you know. Is this your side gig? This is my hobby. I'm doing this for fun, which is this is not the fun part of game development for me. The fun part is me being able to like put silly things into a already made game. Not having to add buttons to make an inventory exist. Oh well. Let's add a button. Because, oh my gosh, this is going to take quite a bit of brain to make this functional. Do you like Minecraft? Yeah, I like Minecraft. Let's craft 1 dirt to 1 grass. All right, we press this button, and then that we shouldn't just hard code this function. We should actually make out the functions that we need to power this. So we're going to want to have a function for like, do we have these blocks in our inventory? Do we have space in our inventory? Well, we probably don't need to check that. Do we have these blocks in our inventory? If so, take recipe and then spawn item. Actually, now that I say that out loud, it's actually not that complicated. It's just check prerequisites and then activate recipe. Consume the items, activate recipe. Let me just write that down because I don't get the feeling that I'm going to finish this. Check prerequisites. That's not the right word. Check ingredient. If there's enough ingredients. Consume ingredients, spawn item. Do you got the blocks from Minecraft from the game from the files? Nope. 0% of this game is from Minecraft. The blocks that you see here, you don't see a block. Where's the block? This is not the scene. The art that you see here is done by me in GIMP. This is 16 by 16 slapped together. I mean, this does not look like Minecraft. The textures are quite different. Could I just use the Minecraft textures? I actually don't think I'm allowed to do that for this game jam. I think we're just not supposed to rip art assets from the game that is being made a game like of. I can send you stuff from the exact game if you want. Yeah, I don't think we're allowed to do that. Also, I don't think it would actually help. The thing holding me back is not the assets. The lack of assets. Now, if you have UIs, if you have any spare UIs lying around, that would be helpful. But in the meantime, let's just make this button happen. So I'm probably going to want to write a helper, craft helper. Cool. I just named it helper. Smart. No, craft helper. Class name, craft helper. Not a node. All its functions are going to be static. We're going to take in I'm probably going to need like recipes in a resource file somewhere. We should take in I can't find an engine that I can use for a minute without switching. You got to commit. You got to commit. I think I said this before, but the thing that got me to commit was streaming my game dev. I can't switch without disappointing everyone, so I didn't. That's partly why I'm streaming right now. If I don't stream, I don't make the game, and then the end of the game jam happens, and I have nothing to present, and I feel bad. Check prereqs. Check costs. Costs. That's a better word. So we need to bring in the costs, which is probably going to be we could use a dictionary. A dictionary of costs. That feels right. Yeah. Cost dict. And this should just be items and then integers. Yeah. Is this how you represent dictionaries? Or is it this? I always forget. I need to know. How do I cast a dict? Cannot cast. Oh, whatever. Wait, why do I care what you say? Just do something and then let the thing yell at you. Press F1 in Godot for the search bar to help. True. We also, in addition to the cost, we need the inventory component that we're checking. So we simply take it for, we probably want to return a Boolean. Either true, we do meet the costs, or false, we don't. So for cost in cost dict. What is this giving me? I don't think I can do that. I don't think I'm allowed to do a for loop on a dictionary. I need to get the keys. Right? Find key. How do I list all the keys? Keys, there it is. Returns the list of keys. For cost in cost dict dot keys. There we go. Low key chill. You gotta be. That's all these words. They just don't come together sometimes. Cost. Okay. So cost is a item. We have an item. For cost amount equals cost dict dot get cost. Is this right? That doesn't feel right. There's got to be a way to just get like not just the keys, but the keys and the values. Like get all. Okay, hold on. Iterates over its keys. All right, now, okay. I'm probably thinking of a different language. There's perfectly fine that this is the way that we have to do this. Any tips on step-by-step on Godot what to learn? I don't know. Godot is really good at making platformers. It's really geared towards that, and making a 2D platformer is not that hard in the grand scheme of game design, game development, whatever. I feel like that's the best starting point for someone learning Godot is make yourself a simple platformer. Godot will do a lot of the heavy lifting for you, and you'll have more brain space to learn like the basics, like when you should use nodes versus when you should use scripts. I made a roguelike for my first Godot game, and that was there was a problem with roguelikes are on grids. Godot does not natively support grids. It's not hard to implement movement on a grid, but Godot's not doing any of the work for you. So I had to make like converter scripts to be like, take Godot's physics and throw that away. Take Godot's positioning and convert it to grid coordinates. And then, oh, you have a pathfinding algorithm? I have to convert these grid coordinates back into Godot positions just so I can use the pathfinding. And then I have to convert that back into grid coordinates so that, I mean, converting it back to grid coordinates is easy, but I have to do all this extra work that if I'm completely new, it's soaking up brain power to think about. That if I had just done things using Godot's built-ins, you know, I could just be like, oh, pathfinding? I can just, if I want to implement pathfinding, I just take my existing game, add this navigation whatever object to it, and everything works. It's just magic. I do 3D only. Oh, well, that's harder, but I don't really know how you can what the ideal 3D starting point is. Make a Minecraft? What's your fave game? You know, I had an answer to that, but I just lost it. I don't want to say Minecraft because that's silly. Wow. I'm actually in an RTS mood right now. I'm not going to say StarCraft 2 is my favorite game because there are definitely other games that I've played more than that. But at the moment, I'm going to say StarCraft 2. That's the game that I would be playing right now if I was not writing code. It's good stuff. Classic at this point. It'd be nice to make a RTS. A small one. I know the genre is cursed. I want to partake of the curse. Okay, we have the cost amount and we have the cost dictionary. We have the cost. So we just need to pass both of those to the inventory component and say, hey, do these exist in the inventory? And then we'll pass the buck over to that. ic.check for items. Cost amount. Okay, now we need to make this function exist. Here in the inventory component. All right, cost is a item and cost amount is an int. Okay, all we have to do is take this item, search for it in our tool slots. Is that right? Yeah, that doesn't feel right, but that's just how it is for now. Let me make sure I don't. Yeah, okay. To do. Make this work for more than just tool slots because we don't have inventory beyond tool slots at the moment. For tool, what is it? Tool slot and tool slots. Let's go ahead and if tool slot dot. So this is an item. How do I compare? I've already done this. How do I compare items? I'm supposed to be checking the item data, but we don't have item data implemented yet for this. No, I've definitely solved this problem already. How did I solve it? Yeah, I solved it for the stacking. Yeah, I did it right here. Okay. If the item core... okay, so if this is a... Shoot, I should separate this logic out. If the item is a block, then we get the item core, which is a block, and we get the block data. And then we compare the block data. And if the block data is the same, then these are the same items. I should just have a function in the item that says is same item. Item param item returns a boolean. And, well, how about we... Why is this purple? Is this a function that already exists? Oh no, okay. It's purple for no reason. Oh shoot. Why is this text purple? I'm confused. Does this function already exist? It does. Okay, we can't. No, we don't want that. Same is same item. Okay, so we're taking the item param. If is block. Why did you pick Godot as your game engine? I don't know, because it's cool. Is block. Okay, let me just take this code. I'm pretty sure all code paths do return a value. How do we not return a value? Oh, we can escape at this. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Theoretically, this should just slot in here. I should just be able to say if item param dot is same item as the item. God, I hope I didn't just break something. What? Oh, I never finished this function. Yeah. Let's just go ahead and make that a pass for now. Okay, it looks like stacking items still works. I've got 15 blocks in my inventory, 14, 13, 12. Yeah, okay, everything still works. We're good. Okay, so we can just call tool slot dot. Wait, no, this isn't where I was supposed to be calling that function. I'm supposed to be calling it in here. Tool slot dot item. If we get ourselves into a state where we have the requisite number of items, but they're not in a single stack. Huh. We can pass that buck. Oh no, we're passing it to, we are the buck. I can't pass the buck. Okay, at this point we've confirmed that this item does exist. So we need to check the quantity. Is the stack greater than the cost amount? If so, thumbs up, we're done. But I probably should make that a separate variable. Do I need to do this, or can I just modify this variable directly? I think because this is an int, it's a primitive. Maybe I can edit it directly and it's perfectly healthy. If tool slot dot item dot stack is greater than cost amount, then we're good. Else, we have the item, but we don't have enough of it yet. Tool slot dot item. Nope, cost amount. Okay. So for each tool slot, we look at the item. If there's an item, then we say, is the item the same as our cost? And if so, we say, do we have enough of it? And if we, oh, I should actually return true. And if there's not enough, we subtract from the cost amount and then we keep going. And then if we get through all that and we don't find it, we just return false. Okay, back to our helper. If that, then return false. Else, return true. we should make sure that the cost, no. Do we bounds check? Should we make sure? Yeah, if I'm saying it, I should just do it. Like, what are we doing? Yeah. So we have a function to check costs. So now when we press the button, we have 1/3 of the puzzle. What were the other things? Consume the ingredient. Okay, so first of all, this needs to be static. Static func. Consume costs. I guess I could make this function call the check costs function. Yeah, I could just do that. We take in the cost addict for cost and cost addicts dot keys. Oh, wait. Okay, so at this point we've confirmed for sure that we have all of the ingredients. Maybe we can just make this an internal function because there's no point in calling it twice. At this point, we've confirmed that this inventory component has the ingredients that we need. So we consume the costs. Our cost amount equals cost addict dot get cost. And then we simply pass that number in to the IC. All right, we just got to make this function exist, and then we're good. And make sure it doesn't already exist. Yeah, no, okay. Okay. Just grab this code for tool slot and tool slots. If tool slot dot item, I should grab that as well. If these are the same item, then we should subtract the tool slot dot item dot stack minus equals cost amount, and we're done. Else that, and then tool slot dot item stack minus equals. Oh shoot. Oh no, we should just set it to 0. Actually, we could probably just queue free the item, huh? We've consumed this item. It's gone. Do I have a function for that? Nope. Don't need it. Calling queue free is its own reward. All right, that's step 2, theoretically. And now step 3. We need to spawn the item. Spawn the recipe result. Oh, So I can get the position of the inventory component because it's attached to someone. And I can just spawn an item. Oh, wait, no, hold on. Don't I have a add item to... Yeah, add item to inventory. We'll just call that function. We've already got this function. Okay. Well, we don't need this. Craft helper, you're done. Let's go back to the inventory. HUD. Where is it? This is it. We need to attach a script because this button needs to do a thing. Attach script. Signal on, button pressed, connect. Oh, I can write something quick and dirty. This is not going to be something I can replicate long term, but this is quick and dirty. Input handler.player. We have our player object dot inventory component. We have our inventory component object to do make this not dumb. There, now I can write whatever I want. And it's totally legit. Var RC equals that. Let's call our... Oh, I need... There's a problem. It just occurs to me. I don't have the items. Like, they don't exist. I have to make items exist just so I can check to see if those items fit a recipe. Ooh. Okay, I put a to do. Make this not dumb. So let's just do the dumb. Var cost equals load. Where is it? Oh no, I can just do item dot new item dot oh my god. This takes in a dirt block. Okay. Yes. Oh. There we go. Now we just call our helpful function craft helper dot consume costs. We need to make this a dictionary. Yeah, we do. Item int. Okay. As written, this function, as soon as I press this button, should consume a dirt and do nothing else. I'm perfectly content to just test that. But before we can test that out, we need to actually make this inventory HUD appear in the game. Easily done. We just go to our input handler. And here, we just create... We don't have a way to quit We don't have a way to quit this menu yet, and I'm almost out of time. But we can add this button, or we can add this UI element. Take the scene, slap it in here. Dot instantiate. We need to add it as a child to the game node. And then if we press play, thing should happen. Okay, so we have for dirt. Now if I press E, there it is. There's the button. If I press the button, it crashes. Okay, that's almost correct. It actually shouldn't crash. It should consume dirt, but did I misspell this? Instantiate. Initialize? I always get those mixed up. Is that right? No, it's instantiate. What? Oh, this is the this is the art file. Yeah, no, that won't work. Why did I think that would... we never check to consume the dirt completely if the stack size is equal. We can do that. Let's do an elif. Then we just tool slot to item free, and then we return. Oops. Okay, there we go. Now we can consume the dirt. Great sentence to say. We've done it. We've done it. We're crafting. Oh, wait a minute. Invalid operands nil and oh, okay. Yeah, that's... I can't... I've just discovered that I cannot right click and not look at a block or it'll crash. No, that's not true. Oh yeah, there we go. Normal has to exist in order for this. If normal. If not normal, return. Just give up. If we don't have a normal, how are we placing a block? All right. And that did not cause... That did not cause the block to disappear in the UI. But what if I try and place it after it's been consumed? No, we can still place it. All right, so this is not deleting the block. It's just straight up not deleting the block. All right. Well, let me make sure that that function is getting called. Print hello. Oh, that's not. It's not getting called. Oh. Curious. Is our stack not the same as the cost amount? Okay. Let's do this. 2-1. Why isn't it even getting there? It's not even getting here. All right. I don't know. I'm out of time. Debug this. Let me just do a quick inventory of all my to-dos because I think I've got too many. To-do item data. Yeah. To-do make this work for more than... Okay, I just wrote these. Debug. I just wrote that. Handle non-existent chunks better. That is an important to-do. Multi-chunk awareness. I'm pretty sure we have multi-chunk awareness. So I'm going to get that out. This does not have multi-chunk awareness. Wait a minute. We might not have multi-chunk awareness. Leave that to do. I need to implement item data. That'll make my to-dos decrement. I just joined, but this already looks really good. You got this? Thank you. It works. It works. It does not inspire confidence yet, but it works. Leave it there. Oh, I got more things to fix. We got to actually finish this crafting, basic crafting. It needs to be something that we can just plug a recipe in and then the game will be like, oh, okay, I know how to make this work. That's complicated. And then I want to do dynamic lighting. And then at that point, I think it's polish and add content, and then we're done. And then we ship the game. I can't think of anything else that I really want to implement. That's not true. I just thought of it. It'd be really nice to implement health and hunger and basic combat. Might not have time for that. There's only... How many days are left? I don't know. There's like 18 days left in the game jam. Well, I don't know how long it'll take for us to get this basic crafting in. I do want to spend some time off stream trying to plug in a Blender shape. I think plugging in a campfire with like animated fire, that would satisfy both wanting to do basic rigging and wanting to make a model in Blender. I would be fine with that. And then we don't have to worry about this goal. That's, yeah. Campfire. With like actual proper flames and not just like 2D fire textures. There's nothing wrong with that, but I'm gonna try this. Okay. I'm gonna leave it here. Let me see who all is streaming. Oh, there's quite a few folks doing development. Oh, choose this one. Okay. Shoot, I haven't done this in a while. I don't actually remember how to start this. If I press this button, what happens? All right, folks. Well, thanks for watching. Hope this was fun. Hope your game dev is going well. Hope you're making lots of fun games, playing lots of fun games, and hope the weather's treating you well. It is, yeah, it's been fun. We're gonna get through this, and I'll see you all next time. Oh, that's how that works. Okay. See you all next time.